Practical Homestead. This just started recording. That was weird. Welcome back to the Unfinished Kitchen. Sponsored by the Practical Homestead. Or brought to you by, however you say that. This is not my kitchen, my unfinished kitchen. This is my friend Tina's kitchen. And she needs this thing remade. Because this is plywood. And it's been heavily worn down on both sides. Also, like, what the heck is this? So I'm gonna make her a new this thing, and then in the future also a new counter and a whole bunch of things. But this video is about our newest collaboration with Practical Homestead, helping you keep your cheese clean.
Oh, you want to know what's funny? In this house, my Xbox randomly on.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's why my phone just turned on by itself.
Touch. So, like, if you go up to my Xbox here, you just lightly put your finger on it, and it goes...
Right, turns on, yeah.
Yeah, and so every now and then when I'm sitting there, it'll go... Ba-ding!
It'll just turn on when you're not near it.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
And then,
turns on phones and Xboxes.
With my camera there, it'll give me notifications that aren't, like, birds, cars, or nothing. It'll just go ba-dung on my phone.
You know what I should do? I should get your mom to come over here if it turns things on.
All right, I should be able to get that done. I'm gonna do a kind of a weird random style. Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, you don't mind?
No, you could do like some funky ass pattern.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, so this part I'll keep the same color so it matches on the outside, and on the inside I'll just do some random, something cool, something interesting, something fun. All right, sweet. Yeah, it will be dope.
And it's whatever Rob here can afford, my dad.
All right, so real quick, this is the before of the in-counter cutting board slidey thing. Made out of plywood for some reason. I'm not sure why, but here it is. This is the before. Quite ugly. Truthfully, it was always ugly, but especially now with use and abuse. Like, what the heck is this? Why? I don't get it, and neither does Tina. This is exactly how she found it when she got the place, so I can understand why they would want something new. She said the stove was smashed to bits, so I imagine this is some sort of stove abuse. I don't get why someone would do this, because like, you heat up the stove, then you like pull this out of the counter, you take the element off, and you set it on. Like, why would you do that? Or maybe this is the bottom of a pot if it's got a coily, I don't know. Rob, her dad, was thinking maybe it was a mosquito coil. I guess it could be that. In any case, I'm not sure what it is. What do you guys think? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. It doesn't matter anymore though, because we are not keeping this. We are going to reclaim some of it and then remake the rest of it out of something a little more pleasing on the eye. But before I show you the after, I am going to tell you about what we're making to go along with these from the Practical Homestead. Do you guys remember our good friend Mitch, who was working in the shop? Well, last winter, maybe the end of last winter, I was wearing this sweater, and we were both standing over here, and he was helping me finish up Batch F. Batch F is the last time that we collaborated with Maria and Practical Homestead for the banana bread boards, and she made the covers. Well, for the ending of Batch F, I'm going to release a few more boards here in this video that are going to be paired with these new wraps. And it's just in time for Christmas. I wish I remembered when I released the banana bread boards. Were those in time for Christmas too? Has it been that long? I don't know. 2022 versus 2023. Guys, it's a real shame that Mitch is moving on because like his glue ups are tight. Except for those. Well, that's not your fault. It is his fault. It's not my fault.
You even glued up the one that split. Don't even give me that.
Okay, we'll run them on this machine now.
Yeah, you want me to bring the garbage can over?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, wait. These gloves are tight.
They're just thin. Yeah, they're just thin. We just have to glue a bottom on them.
Yeah.
Well, this one's going to be a cheese board, I think. It's too shy.
Yeah.
And this one actually, it's just got a check in it, so we'll put a bow tie in there. And yeah, this one will just need a bottom. That one just needs a bottom.
Yep.
This one accidentally glued the wrong edge. No, you're doing perfectly fine. I was just joking. And most of these, well, this one might need a bottom.
Yeah.
And this one, I guess. Maybe we'll glue these ones up to something on the bottom as well. All right, turn on the dust collection. So as I was editing this vlog here, I decided to go back and check to see when I released the first part of batch F. And that was in another vlog 189, which was released on December 4th, 2022. So the first part of batch F was released just in time for Christmas last year. And now the last bit of batch F is going to be released just in time for Christmas this year. I've extended this batch, I think, twice because of the demand, so thank you very much. This is going to be the last, though, of batch F. The next batch will be batch G, and if you recall from previous vlogs, that is going to be a little bit more of a special, more niche batch of boards using semi-precious metals and stones. Aha! Look, none of them broke. That's good glue joints. Fun fact, if these were to break, they would more than likely break along the wood grain than on the glue joints, because glue joints, the glue is stronger than the actual wood. So none of them broke. Now this one here, this one did break, but the glue didn't fail us. We failed the glue because that is not a nicely milled edge, so that's our fault. But don't worry, it's not mad, it's just disappointed. But that's okay. There's always one or two practice ones in a bunch, at least if you're us. Yeah. So let's carry on. This is an extension of batch F. We didn't have enough boards for batch F, so we whipped up a few more to extend that batch, which is pretty dope. That we have all of the whoever interested. Like, there's tons of people interested in it. Cut this side first, because this is the shittier side.
Got it.
And we'll cut the other side on the
Table saw?
table saw. Yes.
Okay.
What was I saying? I forget. So normally when I design boards, I don't necessarily get that complicated with them, but usually there's some sort of discernible pattern with the different wood species that I use. But as you can see here, Mitch had this idea where we just take all our scraps that are too small or what have you and glue those up. We call them rainbow boards, and they just happen to be the best sellers so far of batch F. I was not expecting that. Or this. Oh. Oh, that was close.
What happened?
I dropped one. It could have hit the blade and then had kickback.
Woo!
Like the other day. Oh, remember when I hit my pinky?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was real.
Dang. Okay, watch out. This is what just about happened, but worse. Yeah, they just go flying. That one was insane. Yeah. You don't want that shit hitting your hands or your face. always wear safety glasses. I know people always ask me to do that, or tell me to do that more so. Say I'm a bad example, but always remember, your safety is your own responsibility. Making kitchen boards has been quite the unexpected journey for me. I was not expecting to sell out when I made my first batch A of 19 boards, but they sold out very quickly. So then I moved on to batch B of 22 boards. They all sold out. Batch C, 33 boards. That's the most boards I made in a batch till now. Those all sold out. Batch D, 13 boards, those all sold out. And then batch E with my product, the banana bread boards, I was not expecting to sell more than half. I was hoping for at least half, and I'd put the rest in like retail space. And those all sold out. And that was my first collaboration with Practical Homestead. I was very surprised that people would want banana bread board, but I guess if you like banana bread, which why wouldn't you, especially since it's the best bread out there, it makes sense to add a banana bread board to your kitchen, unfinished or not. So for batch E, there were 20, and they probably sold out the quickest. That was very surprising. But anyway, I digress. Batch A to E, very successful in my book when my expectations were so low. So for batch F, I wanted to go bigger. I made 138 banana bread boards alone. And then if we include all the cutting boards, the chopping boards, butcher blocks, charcuterie boards, bowls, serving trays, pizza peels, and the other miscellaneous items like cake knives, cleavers, and spoon rests, stuff like that, we are at about 200 unfinished kitchen utensils. With this large number of items in batch F, I thought I would be safe. I thought I would have lots of leftovers, but I quickly realized with a bunch of pre-orders still coming in, I had to keep adding to this batch. I didn't have enough of some items. So I went back into the shop again for, I think this was the third time here that you're watching, to add another run to batch F. At the end, where we decided to stop taking pre-orders, we are at 268 items total of unfinished kitchen utensils. And this is including the still unreleased cheese boards, which are, I guess, technically released now if you're watching this, but in my real time, they aren't. So thank you very much for all the help from Mitch, from Shop Ken, from local Linda, from my brother Jakota, from my brother Ken, from Ashley, as well as my neighbor Jaden, and of course Clint, who is often in the shop. And anyone else who I'm forgetting who gave me a hand with these boards. It definitely was a great help to get these out in a somewhat timely manner. It did still take quite a while, but it would have taken way longer by myself, especially since, as you can probably tell, none of these boards are batched. Each board is made individually to keep it unique. That's just something that I like to do. I have no problem with how other people will batch out a whole bunch of the same looking board. Nothing wrong with that. I just think that there's something special about having a mass-produced product that is still unique. If I decided to batch a whole bunch, I would have done long glue ups and then just cut them into sections, and then that would have been a lot quicker. But since this is how I like to do it, it did take a long time. And also, one of my goals with this batch was to fill up a certain bookshelf in my living room with boards before I sent them out. So having this already take a long time, and if I had done it by myself, it would have taken a lot longer to fill up that shelf, and it would have taken a lot longer for these people on the waiting list, and I didn't want them to wait. So thank you very much for everyone's help. It is greatly appreciated. I have gotten some criticism. There we go. In the past with how I release the products that I make, because I don't have any when people email me to order them. And that is not by design whatsoever. It's just because I underestimate the amount of interest there will be. So I think now for future batches, I will always batch out a large number, 100 or more, because even if I don't sell them online or what have you, I can still approach retail spaces and sell them in a brick and mortar type store. So I apologize for any frustration that occurred due to there being no inventory to choose from when you've emailed me to order something. I will do better in the future. The goal, after all, is to have a happy customer with an awesome product that they enjoy using. So far, I've only had a couple complaints, and in my book, they're minor. Someone ordered 3 banana bread boards. They returned 2. One of them had unfortunately warped in transit. That's unfortunately something that I can't help, as wood is an organic material. My policy is if you don't like something that I've sent you before you've used it, you can send it back for a full refund. The second board that she returned had 2 flaws, admittedly my fault. These 2 tiny little, I think they were like taro from the planer that I somehow missed in sanding. Besides the minor cosmetic flaws, let's call them, they're still perfectly good boards. So I will actually be giving them away during my next 12 days of Christmas gift away, which happens during the first 12 days of December. So look forward to that. And then the second issue that I can remember is a weird shaped board broke its tail in the mail due to a shitty mailman. But we were able to resolve that, which of course I'm always trying to do if anything goes wrong. Hey! Remember the inverted ones we made? That's cool, eh?
That's really sweet.
Okay, these are ready for final sand. Yeah, they've already been spritzed. Oh, that's gonna look good. So this may or may not be completely obvious. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on your own know-how, your own skill set, your own capabilities and abilities when it comes to this craft. But I am not a woodworker. I just have an interest and some tools that involve woodworking. But I gotta say, it's a lot of fun learning how to do this with these simple projects here. The fundamentals are pretty easy to get down. It's the nuances that really teach you lesson. It's good to learn the lessons with these simple projects, you know, like how different woods behave, the different species, the different densities, the different climatization that they require, the different oils that are in them, you know, the nuances. There's lots to pick up.
That one's, I like that one. It's like so different.
I think if I didn't have the customer base that I'm so lucky to have, I'd be learning a lot slower based off of the projects that I was doing before I had this sort of demand.
I love when the walnut just goes to like it's beautiful, like brown.
Goes from that kind of like weird dust color to almost like chocolate.
Yeah, it almost looks like a Hershey bar or something.
Yeah.
The reason why I started making cutting boards all the way back to batch A is because I wanted to get rid of some scrap. I have so much material laying around, mostly scrap, reclaimed and upcycled. That's what I prefer to work with. But with this project, there was too many. So I did actually end up buying quite a bit of wood, but I did reclaim and upcycle as much as possible and use scrap as much as possible, i.e. the rainbow boards. Thank you to Mitch for that suggestion. But reclaiming and upcycle is not something I do because it's a trend. It's something that I actually believe in, which is exactly why I decided to partner with Maria and her company, Practical Homestead. We kind of have the same mission. I like to keep things out of the landfill by repurposing, reclaiming, upcycling things, turning them into useful or artistic objects. Keeps them out of the landfill because they have become useful again. Maria, with her company, she makes products meant to be used over and over and over again, so that you don't have to rely on one-time use products in your kitchen and everyday life. Most of her products can be used hundreds of times before they need to be thrown out, whereas your saran wrap, you can use it over again if you want to, but it's not really advisable because it's not washable the same way that Maria's products are. Her products are machine washable, washer and dryer, hundreds of times for most of the products. They of course can go in the fridge or freezer. You can leave them out. They are very durable. And when they are getting a little old, they don't break down. There is no chemical leaching. There's no PFOS, no PFOA. There's no DEHP, DBP, BBP, DINP, DIDP, DNOP. No elemental P. There's no BPAs. There's no heavy metals such as lead. There's no dioxins. There's no phthalates. There was proper consideration taken when choosing what to make her products out of. Fabric, and the only PUL tested for food safety. That's a polyurethane lining, and it's the only one that's CPSIA certified. Unlike many products in and on the market, Practical Homestead does not use toxic chemicals in their consumables, which is good to know because we use Practical Homestead products almost exclusively. We still use some off-the-shelf stuff when we need to, but for the most part, it's Practical Homestead. About 4 years ago in 2019, Maria gifted us a package of several of her products to try out. And so far, we still have every piece that she's given us. And to further cut down on our waste, we actually ended up buying more because we actually enjoyed and used her products so much. And since we liked it, we've also bought several other people her products as well as gifts. Oh, it's just something on my freaking screen. I was like, what? I don't see it on there. I've had several people message me and email me about the banana bread covers that I sold with the banana bread boards, and so far everyone who's messaged has said that they are really enjoying her products, and I know several of them have bought things from practicalhomestead.com. Wait, is it .com or .? It's probably .ca because she's Canadian, which is great because I'm Canadian. It's nice to support another Canadian maker and collab with them. I try my best to buy within Canada and the United States as much as I can. It's just better to help your local economy as much as you can and your national economy as much as you can, and why not help out the neighbors as well. Anyway, people seem to be really enjoying her products. I really enjoyed working with her in the past for the banana bread boards, and I'm looking forward to seeing what people think of the cheese wraps that we're giving away with our cheese boards now. Alright, now that I've shown you what I made for my collaboration with Practical Homestead, I'm going to show you what I made for Tina before bringing it out to her. This is the after of the in-counter cutting board thing, and I think it looks awesome. Way better than it looked before. Like, what the heck is this? I don't get why they did that. As you can see, I've reclaimed some of the bits, including the front fascia piece here. This I kept because 2 reasons. I like the story. This is so weird. I don't get this at all. It's a bit of a conversation piece, you know, if someone like pulls it out and looks underneath it. But besides the story, it also functions as like a substrate, if you will. This is a thin board. I didn't mess with the thickness at all, except for some minor sanding to get everything, you know, nice and smooth and uniform. And so I was thinking, if this is pulled out and if she uses it like the last people used it, it might be a little fragile since it's only lammed this way and it doesn't have, you know, laminations this way. And I didn't want all that use and abuse to tear it apart down the grain or through the glue joint somewhere. That's not likely to happen, but since this is thin and having all that pressure on it, I just wanted it to stay together. So gluing it onto the plywood I thought was the best move. Overall, I am very happy with it, and I hope she is too. What do you guys think? Look, it even has a marker so that you know how far you can pull it out. I thought that was clever. Okay, let's go show her. All right, pull it out. What do you think?
All right.
It's not that kind of show. Oh, yo, what's this purple stuff?
That is purple heart. That is wood.
Okay. That's dope.
Awesome.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Is it about what you expected?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
good.
like, I don't know what you were gonna do. Like, I was either thinking, like, because you said something funky, either, like, a different type of wood, or you were gonna, like, paint some random shit.
No. If you flip it over, I kept a little bit of the old charm in there.
Fuck yeah! You left this!
I did sand it actually quite a bit, because it was real rough. It's a lot better now.
And then...
I like the burn mark in it still.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
New.
Yeah, exactly. I kept it in there because I thought it was just so weird that someone took
Keep
an
that.
element off and was like, "Oh, let's put it on here." Especially since they could have like just I don't even know. Like they were like, "Oh, let's not wreck the counter. Let's pull out the cutting
Honestly, they should have wrecked the counter.
board." Yeah, right. So next, I guess we have to do a counter for you, but I just wanted to get this out to you, see what you think.
That's
This
awesome.
is really pretty.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
And then mineral oil, and then this is
Yeah, I got you mineral oil.
what?
So it doesn't need any right now. Dang, that looks good. Purple heart, walnut, oak, something. I don't know. More oak, Paduke, more walnut, and maple. We got it staggered. Looking all nice. Dang, that looks good. Yeah, I hope she likes it. Oh shit. And I also got some wax so that we can wax the rail and it'll slide in. It slides pretty good. It's the same size as it was before. So,
This is so smooth.
right? Yeah, it's way better than the other.
And then I can use this as like a bit of a countertop.
You can use it for
board.
anything. That's part of why I put in the, I kept in the plywood is so that you can actually use this. Because like that's a lot of joints. That's a lot of grain. It could crack if you're using it kind of, definitely how they were using it.
Use this too rough though.
No, you can use it as rough as you want.
No, I don't want it to end up like this.
Well, we can always make you another one.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
It's a cutting board.
It's a consumable. It just looks pretty.
And I want to keep it looking pretty.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
Yeah, I think it looks awesome.
And then, so that is the heartwood. And
So
then-
that's purple heart. It's like this African or South American wood. We got walnut in there. This is oak. I'm not sure what this is. Could be a type of mahogany or something. And I thought this was oak, but it's kind of got like this caramelized grain that's, I don't know exactly what it is. It kind of looks like oak, but maybe it's something else. And then we got some Paduke, and then we got some more walnut, and then maple.
Paduke.
Paduke,
So that's
yeah.
what this little reddish bit is.
Yeah, Paduke,
I
yeah.
really like the red and the purple.
Yeah, me too.
This is cool
Purple
as
heart's
fuck.
my favorite.
And then this is like that stuff too.
Yeah, that's walnut. I just put that in there so you would know where the limit was of pulling it out so you don't pull it onto the floor.
Thank you, because I am accident prone. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's f***ing awesome. Oh wow, and you cut it in like half, and then adhered it. That's dope. Oh,
Yeah.
I even filled that shit in.
Yeah, that's all filled in, yeah. It should last you forever.
I intend on it, and I'm gonna treat it nice. And then we just slide around like that. That's a lot better.
Yeah, well, it's smooth, whereas the other one was all rough, so it didn't travel as nicely. I did bring some wax so that we can actually wax it too, but we probably don't even need to.
It looks like
No.
it looks pretty good.
And it's probably because, like, with how it was all, like, chewed up here and on the top, so with
Yeah.
that chewed up, it was catch.
Just catching, yeah. Because it's the same dimensions as before. It's one kerf smaller, like shallower, because I did cut this off.
Mm-hmm.
And then re-glued it back on.
The main thing that I like is how it matches everything.
I'm glad you like it. I mean, I wasn't nervous because I think it looks freaking sick, but I'm still glad that you like it. Because if you were like, oh, I was really hoping for some unimaginative, all the same color, nothing cool about it cutting board, then I would have been like, oh. Okay, well, I don't make those.
And then with this, with the stripe, you know the stripes there? It kind of reminds me of like the 70s, and this house was built in the 70s.
Oh, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I get what you're saying with like the browns.
And And it's like that striped and it kind of like ties in with everything. It matches everything.
Well, I'm super glad you like it.
Thank you.
All right. I think that's all the video I need to make. Let's close that up. And Practical Homestead would like to gift you something to keep your cheese clean. This is a cheese wrap.
Cheese wrap?
Yeah.
Thank you. Keep your cheese clean. So
That's my thing. I accidentally said that one time. And so it's become a thing.
oh, okay, okay. I think I see this. So you unravel this. You come here. Pop your cheese in there. You kind of fold it up and over it.
Yeah, yeah. On the end, on your open end. Yeah. Exactly. It could also, it could also be a bandana. It's because it's cow print. That totally makes sense.
Oh my god, living on a farm. There's my new hat. New babe.
All right. So a couple years ago, Practical Homestead sent me some of these wraps, and I was unwrapping them. I'm like, what is this? Oh, it's a cheese wrap. And I'm like, oh, it's to keep your cheese clean instead of to keep your cheese fresh. And I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't even, what? No one needs to keep their freaking cheese clean. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you do, but
you
like...
don't want dirty cheese, man. Nobody wants the cheese dirty.
If you're on like a farm.
You still don't want your cheese dirty.
Yeah.
All these farmers with dirty cheese, like, you know what, you're right.
Walking around with dirty cheese. Who do you think you are? Chelsea Clinton?
Butchering?
That was a perfect project to finish off this video, or to go along with this video.
Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome, Tina. And don't worry, I will be back to make your countertop soon. But in the meantime, let's finish up here. Guess what, guys? The rest of what's in this box, which by the way is not as full as it looks. It's an illusion. There's only 20. There's only 20 of these. Oh shoot. The reason why there's 20 is because I actually got these to give away to the folks who buy a cheese board. I have 20 boards here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, there's actually 22. That's an accident. I suppose I could have guessed that this might happen with the way we were going kind of gung-ho with making a bunch of boards just so we could fill this thing up. But there is only 20 of these to go along with them, so I guess there will be 2 left over. Actually, there's 21. 22 with the one that I gave to Tina. Well, that stuck out like a sore thumb. Speaking of sticking out like a sore thumb, although I really like this board, this should not have worked. This is kind of an experiment. So there is a rule in woodworking, and that's to not have conflicting grain orientation. So here we have long grain, here we have end grain, some more long grain, and then some perpendicular long grain, and then more long grain. This should fail. So I would never make this board. But Mitch does not know that this should fail. He just saw scrap, made a pattern that he thought looked cool. Actually, I guess it's a lack of a pattern, but he made this design, if you will, because he thought it looked cool, and glued it up. And kudos to him, because I think it looks awesome. And it's been about a year, and this thing has not failed. There's no delamination anywhere. And I'm so glad, because I think it looks cool. I'm not sure if this will always work, but it happened to work here. We didn't do that with any of the other boards at all. Which, by the way, look how empty it is now compared to where we started. When we first started selling Batch F, this was completely full And now there is a lot of empty space in here. And actually it looks like we still have a couple banana bread boards left. So if you still want to get a banana bread board, email me, orderfromjosh@gmail.com. You can ask for the banana bread board list. You can ask for the cheese board list, which will, of course, include the sore thumb board. Which, by the way, should I start a sore thumb collection? It's kind of like a random, a lot of people are calling here, these chaos boards. They're kind of just anything and everything. But we added an extra element of having the grain, you know, conflict with the other grain within the board. I think that would be kind of cool. As long as they don't fail, of course. So we may have to hold them for a while before we release them. I think that might be something that we do. But anyway, you got to email orderfromjosh@gmail.com if you would like any of those. You can also ask for the regular cutting board list, which will include everything else that we still have left over here in batch F. And to make things better than just giving these away with your purchase, we are also in a live video tomorrow going to give away this one for free with this board for free. I actually didn't like this board, but a lot of people emailed me and said that they wanted it, but I wasn't willing to sell it after I said I didn't like it. That was probably in a live video somewhere. I can't remember exactly. But since a lot of people liked it, let's freaking give it away. So me and Maria are going to do a live video together on YouTube tomorrow. The date and time will be in the description because I don't actually know when this video is going to come out. So thank you, Maria, for sending out all these cheese things. Perfect to keep your cheese clean. They're also good for cucumbers and all sorts of different things. I'm not sure if we've ever used them for that, but she showed that on her Instagram. I'll have her information down in the description so you can check it out, because there might be a chance that you don't need a cheese board because maybe you have a banana bread board and you use that as your cheese board. This is the one I was talking about earlier. Those are the two little flaws in the board. We're going to be giving this one, and that's the one that worked. That one away in December for the 12 days of Christmas. Anyway, back on track here. If you don't need a board and you just want a cheese wrap, you can check out her website, practicalhomestead.ca, and pick one of these up from her. And if you use my coupon code, Josh10, you'll get 10% off. These are normally $20. So, how much is that off? $2? I guess, right? $2? It's a little bit off. So you should go over there, get some of these. You could also get, look at all the ones we have. We got this one, we got this one, we got this one, we got this one, we got this one. Well, that's two. Where are the other ones? In the laundry?
Probably in the laundry.
Okay, we got a lot. And we also have plastic. These are recycled from bread and stuff. That we try to use instead of saran wrap and such. But we actually use her products. We think they're great. You should go check her out. Thank you, Maria, and thank you, you guys. The information on how to buy everything will be down in the description. Maria's is here. Am I in frame? And mine is right here. All right, to be continued.
Well, I'm just gonna do this. Oh, okay. That was funny.
Yeah, but it was already on film.
Oh, that was funny. That might be my bonus scene, just you belching in the background.